a long time as well on other teams that we've seen him on, and the Pantheon is ruthless of a pick, but can his and Shun's matchup really affect the way we think it will?
Wukong Cyclone into a Galio Ultimate into an Equalizer into a Culling, and it's GG's around Grubs. So you need to make sure you're comfortable. But Xiaoshu could be the target here.
Oh, they're going to go for the dive. They actually execute it pretty cleanly, but the Shadow will be there. At least a little bit of damage back. And you have Tien with the follow-through gank. He does take an extra turret shot, but they get it in the end. It just took a little bit longer, but first blood for Waybo.
Into their own win conditions, Waybo getting a bit more power to play those side lanes like their comp really wants to do with that Taliyah and Pantheon macro duo, and JDG getting a bit more late game scaling by starting to stack those dragons. I don't think anybody's going to be too unhappy with this result.
Yeah, I think both sides are pretty happy. They're like, yeah, it's going really well for us. How about the other guys? I don't know. I only care about me. As Pei's going to get chunked in mid lane by Xiaohu.
Yeah, it's still wasting a lot of time from Shun and even Xiaoshu here to be able to catch the wave on the bot side. So overall, still a slight win here for Waybo just to be able to push that tempo a tad bit more. But at the end of the day, objectives still traded exactly as we expected. So no major loss on either side. And look at the gold difference. It's basically completely even as we enter the 10-minute mark here.
Along with the Dark Seal, I like it. But yeah, that Sundered Sky is going to be a pretty big spike for Tien. We expect him to feel really confident now as we do see him use the Grand Starfall in bot lane. Going to catch out Xiaosu, who is not ready for the Grand Starfall gank, the CC chain, the seismic shove, and that'll be another kill given to Tien. JDG really want to fight this one? They would love to have Scout. I mean, he's level 11. He's pretty darn tanky now as well, but I don't know if that's going to be in the cards.
Yeah, he's stuck catching that top wave right now. Breathe.
Oh, the all-in. Pei's in trouble. Pei's getting locked out, and here comes the Grand Starfall in the back of it. The CC's there, and a third kill goes to Waybo. The feats of warfare have been completed.
Him. And again, the objective going over to Waybo, dragon stacking done. That is a huge, huge win for Waybo Gaming. We'll see if Shun wants to continue to play aggressive. The backs came in.
Oh, he's going for the 50-50, but it gets locked down by the ground. Xiaohu sets it up to get Tien the dragon. That means Waybo can back away with no punishment. Incredible, incredible decision-making from Waybo right now.
Their vision control and moving it over to the Rift Herald that they'll start up, but with a Death Bush coming in, potentially.
Shun has an angle now, might be looking for it here. Trying to get into the fight. Xiaohu is going to just have finished his evolve. Crisp almost gets hit by the concussive blows there. In the end, Tien loses this jungle pressure, but he goes in for the fight. He's trying to catch out Sun, but it is the clone taking a ton. That's a big equalizer in the middle of it all. Crisp getting low. They try to take down Tien. He's going to get a kill first, get the heal from Sundered Sky, but still dies. Now it is going to be the trade for junglers. Heroic entrance finally coming in. Xiaohu gets locked in his own. He can't move. He's literally stuck in his own rocks like a glacial prison, but it's his own. As Breathe is moving in now, trying to clean this up. This is where the Aurora really comes alive, but Light is also picking off kills. Xiaosu gets 2, but he gets gunned down by Light in the end. It is a bloodbath and a 3-for-3 in the end.
A very chaotic fight. There was a lot to go over there in terms of things that went right or wrong. Breathe, though, just barely
so
not going to catch that Lucian, but kind of a disastrous fight for both sides that ends up working out okay. I think all things considered, the gold going perfectly over to the side of Waybo.
Maybe some of that disconnect that Waybo have had so far this split. Xiaohu and Chris, as well as Tien, gonna go pay a nice little visit to Scout. Oh, he gets hit into it, the seismic shove from Xiaohu, but is he tanking up to outlive it? Oh, and the rocks go wide. Tien takes the last tower shot, and Waybo missed the dive.
There's that 177 CS coming into play with some
True.
tank stats being able to keep him alive. Will unfortunately still be the tower going over for Waybo. Still a positive play overall. But yeah, that is feats as well. So definitely still a win for Waybo, but at the very least, Scout will be able to walk out with his life. Definitely an uphill battle for JDG, but we talked about it. The scaling is still on the board for this team.
It is indeed. Oh, we see a little play in mid lane. Breathe has initiated it with the Between Worlds. The seismic shove going to get flashed out by Pei's, but unfortunately, Duo has been left to the Wolves.
Consequential for the gold, but Duo going down means no contest on this dragon. Of course, it is only second Drake, but Ocean Soul is on the table now for Waybo Gaming if this game goes long enough. That scaling element that JDG have, definitely neutralized with a couple Ocean Dragons getting stacked up by Waybo, so some proactivity. But 1.5k still salvageable, at least for now.
Side lane play. It's going to find Scout again. Is he tanky enough to walk out of this one? I don't think so. As he will be slowly taken down to the dirt by Tien. It's going to be JDG starting up the Atacon on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly a very greedy play coming in from Waybo. They are going to, I think, just almost entirely lose it for this, but Tien's going to try to ult in.
Yeah, Light and Bree just going at it here. They just pulled JDG off of the Atacon in a 2v4. No way. It's going to go. Oh, my God. Shun gets it. Okay, that's worth it, Shun. I'll give you that one. As Xiaosu uses an errant setup of his equalizer, they'll lose a lot of the pressure they just gained. They literally just got the Atacon, but what do they lose for it? All the presence in topside and an outer turret.
For them, but still a lot of time left to play for. Anything can happen. Waybo going to be getting soul point on this Ocean Soul for free here. So they pick up that third dragon. No real counterplay to happen. It's just going to be vision set up on the top side for JDG, but another big grab for Waybo.
Said in this matchup that maybe was there the entire time that does matter so much is that momentum that both junglers love to play for, that every jungler in the LPL loves to play for, and they do end up finding some of that momentum in mid lane. And the jungler coming in over the top just to make sure, though. Tien's getting bursted down, tries to go in on Pays. Pays is dodging beautifully. Tien's gonna get away, does end up getting the speed burst, but the equalizer coming in very sideways on that one. Xiaosu's gonna want that back. Heroic entrance coming in on Shun, who did go deep. They turn, they try to get Chris, they do get him down, but now you gotta get out. The escape tools from JDG are used. They get the pick and they get away.
Together, Tien actually jumping out of the redemption heal from Chris, but see if we can make that second play happen here.
Oh, the culling. Oh, Chris just goes to the place. It pays. You have overextended. You've overpaid. As now Tien gets the kill on him after he goes in with a flash, gets the execution over this series, as well as the next one.
Yeah, you gotta feel the pressure of the situation in front of you, but JDG feeling the pressure now. Starting to push into trying to control this river for Baron.
Oh my God, Breathe just keeps fighting between world angles. Xiaosu just gets completely obliterated. Breathe goes golden, and Waybo have full health bars here. Okay, man, they can't do anything. Korean Starfall's coming in. Weaver's Wall, that combo's coming through, and it's right on the Scout. There's the equalizer coming back. Crisp is overextended with that Magnet Storm, and Waybo didn't have the damage.
Oh,
now
Shun.
JDG turning it around. Heroic entrance coming through. Shun leading from the front with the rest of the team, buying him a little bit of time. Shun goes down. They try to get Tien. Tien's getting shut down to Pays as Breathe finds another kill. He's on a double right now, looking for a triple. Does end up giving the kill over to Light, and Waybo still find a way to win.
Waybo Gaming did look a little bit precarious at the start of that fight, but it ends up really working out, and now Pays.
Oh, he might actually have the angle here. Oh. He tried to get the flash play, tried to get the kill onto Pays. Don't get him, but they get the soul. And this entire time, K-Man, Light has been gunning. Team fight that they drafted for. It's got to come sooner rather than later. It is all 10 members around this Baron pit, but Waybo decided
the flash.
Whoa, goes over the seismic shove, goes for the kill, but Grand Starfall's coming right back in. That's going to be Tien joining the fight. He has a lot of breathing room here. He's got the GA available too, and the Heroic entrance has come out too late. They don't end up saving Dwa, and then now Waybo feels so confident to move forward. Equalizer's going to be in there. Magnet Storm going to follow through here soon, but it's actually not. Breathe finds another angle, gets another kill, and it's a double kill going the way of Light. Xiaosu, your goldenness does not mean anything to Waybo as they wipe another fight, and now they will claim their prize of the Baron.
That might be the game one bell tolling right now here for JDG as the last-ditch effort to try and compete with the Baron is pulled off by Tien. You know, he goes deep because he has that GA available to him to be, you know, afforded the luxury of diving into 4 members by himself. Unfortunately, Zhuo, trying to play as aggressively as he can, ends up falling just a little bit too quickly. No more peel coming in from the carries means a free fight win for Waybo Gaming, and now they're not just getting the Baron, they're pushing down this mid lane inhibitor as well.
Trying to get the inhib turret at least. They will get the Baron. Took a little bit longer since only 2 of them got it in the end. No matter how tanky Scout gets, no matter how tanky Dwo gets, they're just getting shredded either way. And I think it's so difficult to approach these fights when you don't have that front line. You are a comp that wants to scuffle, that wants to fight. And Waybo have taken that away from JDG in game number 1. Waybo looked to get another inhib turret down. Now they're looking to push multi-waves here, about 1 minute and 40 seconds with that Baron buff. They're going to look for a play out of Pays. Pays immediately has to dash away. Not going to use anything else there. But there will be 2 inhibs falling. And Elder Dragon in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
There's just no way to keep this base safe with this Baron buff. This is already a comp that burns down towers so quickly, but it might be the game.
Shun! Shun doesn't even exist anymore on Summoner's Rift. He's been erased from the history books of this game number 1. And Waybo, they have their prey in sight. They know they want to win this series. They want to go ahead and lock up that 5th seed, and they're about to take that first step towards that. They can take down JDG. They get a nice taunt from Scout. Scout trying to layer in some of the damage. Xiaosu going forward, but he doesn't go golden. He doesn't have the Zhonya's completed, and that just means Waybo can completely turn this on its head. Tian gonna go in. Still has the G8, by the way. Still hasn't been popped. It's gonna be a couple more kills. A triple going the way of Light, and an absolute domination from Waybo Gaming in game number 1. 9-0-7 for Light, 6-0-10 for Breathe in the top lane. And the carries are pumping tonight for Waybo. But I think now you'll have to think about how much pressure the York can bring in the side lane for Breathe, how much he can kind of have that win condition going in the side lane for Waybo, where they also have so much fight starting ability. Equal terms in that way, or do you feel like the fights really go one-sided in that early skirmishing at level 6 for either? As Breathe unfortunately doesn't get the early message that he's getting ganked. Will try to stop Shun, but he uses the Eastall's impact to get through it. Now Breathe gonna save his flash till the last second, potentially going for it, still dies! Shun gets the kill at first blood for JDG. Deploy the bot lane to the top side for JDG.
The standard lane swap has come in here at 6 minutes as TN does claim the dragon.
I gotta ask you though, in terms of the meta we've seen as we see both bot lanes going to the top side, are you happy that, you know, lane swaps still exist in some form?
I think that there is. It's certainly better than it was before. I think that that's fair to say.
Oh my God.
TN,
A little bit of lane swap. Rooney with the jungles coming into mid lane. Pressing guard's going to be there, but he had already hit Tien, so Tien doesn't get knocked out. Flash play from Xiaohu, and Timbers helps get the kill to Tien.
Now kind of gets pushed out of this top lane here. Waybo going to have priority because of their bot lane. Light is actually going to be level 6 for this fight alongside Pays, but it's Tien who can be caught out.
He ends up flashing, still gets locked down, going back over to the red buff, but just trying to get over to Crisp. They're going to try to fight this one now. The red buff had been claimed. It stalls impact onto TM. He's getting locked down. Tries to get Pays. The wind becomes lightning, and lightning strikes twice. They got one. TM's still alive. He finally gets locked down. The bailout comes through. He is still going to die. But in the end, it's a Waybo day of fortune as they take a couple kills. See a little bit of that there, though I will say, nice move from JDG to try to get this grub stack going. They at least got the one, so we won't get full grub control from Waybo, but at least 2 of them will go over.
Yeah, that's a huge play for JDG to not allow all 3 grubs to go over to Waybo. There's no way you can ever fight this with the gold that's gone on to both Xin Zhao and specifically the Annie with the boots completed here. You really can't afford to try and take an exchange, so you know, nice of them to at the very least get something out of it, but
Crisp is way overextended. He's going to flash, but he still gets locked down by Duo, and they're going to take the engage counter from Tien as the bailout coming through, but it's not going to save him because they weren't able to get Pays in the end. They do get Shun. Tien is just running rampant through everybody. Xiaohu. He's going to get the spell shield from Pays, but they still get another kill onto Duo, and that kill goes to Light. Scout has shown up. He has Chains of Corruption, but it feels a little bit too late, just like Scout in this entire split.
It does look like they want to try and set up for this. Again, if Waybo really starts stacking these dragons, it becomes very, very difficult to push forward the flash. No one's there.
Going for a really cool play, but it didn't really matter. As Chains of Corruption comes down onto him, he's going to lose a chunk of his health. Pays is trying to move over. He's popped on the hunt. They go straight in on Xiaosu, who's trying to be this damage tank.
Oh, the
and
Impale.
now Tian gets locked in for the Impale, but the Crescent Guard buys so much time. They're going to have the bailout on him as well. He's going to get it popped. He does try to kill Shun in the end, but it's the trade of junglers as now 2 for 1 in favor of Waybo, and they're going to run down Scout, and they get him in the end over the Blast Cone. A double kill for Breathe. Xiaoshu ends up killing Light on the back end of the play as everybody abandoned their ADC. Easter class Renata play here so far in game number 2. It's been feeling really good to watch from Waybo. Again, they have the sauce. I don't know what this Waybo team, doesn't matter what variation of the roster it is, even though we've seen this one for a little bit of time now.
They are in the area. Breathe will have his TP available in just a few seconds, so this definitely should be a fight. Watch for a potential death push. If they can get on Crisp, that's massive.
It's already down half health. Tuo is waiting in the bush. Scout is behind this all as Breathe is there. Rift Herald is the focus out. Shu is not going to make his entrance just yet.
Malignant's really giving her a ton of combat power over that Rella.
He just steps back up into the... Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, Xiaohu, you kind of walked into the devil's mouth right there. That's all I'm going to say. He saw them there, walked up, still died. They do still keep pressure on bot side, though, so they should get this tier 2. As Tian goes for the kill, and Xiaoshu, they might have enough damage here as Breed tries to get in there with the flash. It's going to be traded immediately. And that will be the response as Scout takes that upper turret. He is going to get the TP on bot side, but he's alone. The rest of the team is trying to make their way over here, but Scout doesn't have the health bar for this. Those Duos coming over. They're going to lock down Tian. Tian's getting low. The bailout's going to be there, but look how much healing he gets from the Sundered Sky. They can't kill him. They can't get in range. Sun is going to sacrifice his life like a sacrificial lamb, and JDG get nothing from their deal with the devil. It's Waybo Gaming that come up aces in that fight. Synergy. And here in game 2, it's on full display. They're going to be using the Rift Herald play in mid lane for JDG at least. They're going to get it denied again. As that's 2 games in a row that the Rift Herald literally gets nothing from JDG. And
JDG making a play potentially on the Xiaohu.
Oh, they might actually. Well, he's going to get the flash, though, but the Abscond Duck hits as well. They get the Decimating Smash and a fadeaway boomerang. Ends up getting Scout the kill in the end. They do get the side lane play, and JDG gets something back.
Yeah, you had to be able to get gold somewhere, but again, this is the problem with York. You can't go down in gold against York, because he's just going to take free turrets on the top side, and now Otacon control is entirely in favor of Waybo.
A angle, if you have that kind of lead, you can just force it. And it doesn't even feel like there's going to be a response. They're going to get side lane turret for it, but they're going to move in here, trying to get something back from the fight, actually. But the Atacon's already gone, and now you've overextended yourself. Wind becomes lightning. Duo does not have any tankiness. He's going to pop the Unbreakable there, but Tian is just chunking him with the glaive. Be that hypercare we've all feared before. But right now, he's not at that position. And Waybo on, and they want to pounce. They go straight on the show. He misses everything, and he will just be cut apart like the scorpion he is. As Waybo looking for another play to go for it onto Pays. Pays instantly cleanses. That was a really nice Captain Jack, but he still loses 3/4 of his health and the outer tower in mid lane.
Pays has to Captain Jack, Spell Shield, and Ultimate just to stay alive even a little bit in this fight, and it's not even over. The siege continuing to go down onto the mid lane tower. There's no room for a lack of execution here, and JDG continuing to struggle. Waybo continuing the push.
A little bit of a bluff there from Xiaosu, who does get called by Waybo. They're going to try to get the back initiated by Pays, but they're losing the turret, and now Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. They're going to take all of the camps here as they walk out of the jungle. And this doesn't even look close. Dragon's going to be started up by JDG. They're going to move away from it now, and Waybo going to move in front position of this fight.
Scout teleport onto the very back end of this fight. If Waybo pulled the trigger now, it could be doable, but they don't want to make any major mistake here. Maiden just taking up so much on the front of this line.
It's so crazy.
It's insane. Dragon down to 5K.
The flank. They don't see Duo. Duo flying the fight. He doesn't get the combo. Goes into the flash play, the pulverize, but the headbutt. It's not enough. And Dragon went the way of Light. That is soul completed. And Waybo are trying to fight this one out. Look at Light go. He's flashing. He's dashing. He's looking for his angle, but it's JDG that take the team fight. They lose the soul, and they only get 2 kills off it. Maybe a third one, but now you're taking a sustained fight into Tian, who wants to get back a little bit of gold. Here comes Light is on here. The back end with the smite play. He's beautifully sniping the line, and Xiaoshu's going to get taken. Oh, he misses the Q in the end, but he still gets the kill. Waybo find a way in the end to almost completely ace JDG 25 minutes in.
Chaotic. Nice effort from JDG, but the Baron now going down for Waybo. Not only do they have Ocean Soul, not only do they have Baron, they have control over the entire map. I think we're looking at a game end that could... Yeah, this is exactly why you pick it, for sure.
Oh. And this
Never
is
mind.
also why you pick it. 12's going to get caught on the back end of it. Now TP, or at least a flank coming in from TN. He wants this angle. He wants to wait Wind to become lightning one more time. The flash play on the Shun. He tries to get the big impale play, but the hostile takeover hits again. Shun going low, going down. Now the Atacon is starting to explode all over everything. And Waybo, they want to finish this game strong. They have the Baron buff. They have all the strength in the world. And they're about to make a mark on this matinee series against JDG.
Waybo Gaming control every second of this series and prove that anyone who's doubting them as a real threat here in the LPL needs to reevaluate as they go into the kill shot. Oh my God.
Please give Crisp the MVP, give him everything, pay him all the money, because this Renata was disgusting. It might not have 100% KP, but you just look back to that Dragon play and that perfectly timed hostile takeover as Dwo goes in for the big play, the big redemption moment for JDG, and it did not matter. Waybo, they've borne their fangs. Xiaohu might start looking like a saber-tooth after all, and they're looking to finish this season strong against JDG as they start off their back-to-back series with a 2-0. So I got to ask you, at least from these drafts, we put so much onus on the jungles. How do the teams play around the jungles? Because it feels like we do have skirmish potential between the two of them. So I guess we'll start with WE. What does the Poppy want to do with this comp in a lot of ways?
Real major force coming in from AL. It does feel like they're just giving this over, which is quite surprising to me. But with all that vision on the bot side, WE know they can take this for free. And it looks like it's going to be 3 grubs donated over to blue side.
Okay, well, that is a decision for sure. With a comp that loves team fighting, loves to scale into the moment.
It's WE who's just walking up and taking Dragon for free. Now this Dragon's going to lose at least a bit of value because Soul is very delayed in this game, but still definitely a nice Cloud Drake to get for WE. Because of their vision setup and because of their pressure with the bot lane, is able to start up this Herald, see how much AL want to invest into trying to contest.
They're a little hesitant to walk in, but they're going to move Hope over with Kyle and Tarzan. TP coming in, but the Rift Herald's already going low. Dredgeline connects on to Kyle. He's in a little bit of trouble. Chains of Corruption on the back of it. All the CC chain you could ever ask for coming in through WE. TP comes in. Shanks tries to find it. Monkey flashes preemptively. Really nicely timed. And now Vampire can find an angle if he wants to. Trying to go for Shanks. Shanks sidesteps it. Does flash away from the wall bang. He's actually moving on him now. Tarzan finds an angle on the Vampire, but they left Taeyun. Taeyun flashes over back to the rest of the team. Luckily, WE still have strength in numbers, right? As Flandre tries to find an angle, goes for the double, and he ends up finding the 2-fold hex. And now Tarzan overextends himself. He gets taunted in the end. Monkey's going to try to chase him down, but it's the clone, guys! You targeted the wrong member! Keeper's Verdict going to come through, and Hope gets just gunned down, or I guess burnt down by Cube. And honestly, I feel like we're right back in that first series. It is a mud-flinging affair, and everybody's dying. Started by WE, and I mean, they already have feats, but damn, 18 minutes in, have full objective control for WE. I'm not saying we're game 1 Andes for this squad, but maybe they are.
The bot lane to get this turret. I mean, everything on the map is theirs right now. AL are playing super reactively. They are going to be able to, take this turret on the top side, which is a nice get from them. I believe they got first turret, which is still pretty huge.
We're still down here to posture around the Atacon.
Yeah, that's the objective here. It's Atacon. AL looking.
They saw that there was only 2 of them there, but they missed the play onto Vampire. Keeper Verdict going to bring 2. The wall bang right into Hope, or at least to take him out as well, straight to the brain. And that's going to be 2 quick kills for WE that leads into the Atacon. Tarzan going to go for a desperate play, tries to get Karis. The stun, the CC, Atacon kills him. Flandre gets the kill in the end, long distance style. And now Tarzan actually has an angle here. I mean, you've already lost Karis. He died with his heroic entrance down Tarzan could get in here and try to
Full
steal
health.
this one. They're going to go in with the Between World. FloNDre trying to put on his best breathe performance here, but he's getting taken down by Taeyun, who flashes on him. Meanwhile, Tarzan ends up finding the kill on the Vampire, but the Atacon gets reset a little bit. Monkey still in the vicinity so far. Dragon up, Atacon up. WE going to start up the first one of those. Force the hand of AL. They're in a very good position here.
This is a great setup for WE.
Oh, Tarzan! He just goes in on Taeyun. There's a Rook entrance in. It's going to knock up multiple, but they do end up getting the denial on that one. Tarzan now getting burned by the Flame Spitter. Magnet Storm into 3, but they don't have the damage. Open FloNDre weren't there. You can't go in like that if you don't have your damage.
I was so taken aback by the engage because there was no one in the area to even try and follow up. FloNDre getting stunned into the wall.
Now. No, I mean, WE are in a little bit of a pain point here.
They have no health
They do
bars.
have a lot of damage from range, and now TP coming in. They're going to come join
It's
as well.
Vampire.
It's going to be Vampire with the engage potential, and they're going to go right back to the Dragon. Karis is going to back. He can get back out on the map, but he's not going to have any tools to get there, but it doesn't matter. That third Dragon to WE, we're just rinsing AL right now.
This is what we were talking about. It's the disconnect coming in.
Pushing pressure, but they aren't really going to find anything here. The arrow going to try to hit, but they go in onto Kyle. They get the flash play from Monkey. Kyle gets away with the crash. They do get a decent amount of damage back.
Shanks.
That second item spike, Shanks tries to find it. Heroic entrance coming in. They don't have a lot of damage now, though. Hope does have that evolution of his second item, but he still really needs that third. As they go fight for the vision, Kyle going to dodge out of the dredge line. Does miss his shattering strikes. And here's FloNDre in the pit, waiting for an angle. 5-on-5 League of Legos. As I think Phil Collins might be wrestling around right now. Tarzan goes in. He's looking for the engage. Chains of Corruption comes right back onto him. Kyle tries to go for the counter on the Magnet Storm, but he's just getting bursted down. It's a front to back for WE that they love to take here. And now you've lost your front line. Dreadline goes a little bit wide. Shank's still waiting for this big trigger pull. He doesn't have flash, but he has the tippers. Hope getting some damage back down as well. Keeper's Verdict goes in. The flash from Cube kind of counter strike as now they go back in with the Hope play, but they go on to Hope and Hope dies. He gets a lot of damage back, and FloNDre might be able to pick this one up. FloNDre and Tarzan, the guys that AL brought in to be that leadership flagpole to come in, try to get Karis. He does end up going down. Tarzan coming over, and Shanks has made his way back. Taeyun, he's going to get ran down. It's a tippers. It's the damage done by Shanks, and he gets one back. It's a double kill for Cube, though, on the other end, and it is just blood across the rift. Shanks should get ran down by this combo. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a kill back. Does get the CC in there, and Tibbers is there, but it's not going to be to anything for AL as they finally all fall. WE find the advantage.
On at least a little bit, but just opens up the floor for this full health Rumble to take over the back end of the fight. So now you've got a Rumble to worry about on top of the fact that Taeyun... never mind. Bye, Shanks. See ya.
Okay, and then Tarzan just goes... AL are falling apart at the seams here. They're getting multi-different engages, but they're just falling apart. Hope is getting now ran down by the rest of WE. FloNDre goes into the fight. Taeyun is down to FloNDre. He does get the kill and tries to get back out. Tarzan now using his clone as a buffer, but gets dragged back to the depths to a double kill to Karis.
Well, I was going to say it could have been worse for AL. That was the worst that it could have been, where you just get Shanks getting caught out and then Tarzan rage engaging to try and salvage the play. They are able to pick up Taeyun, who I believe had some sort of bounty, at least in that first fight, but that is a disastrous fight. Not only is it now Soul going over to the side of WE, but we will see how that goes. Otacon finally being taken after being danced over for the last 15 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah. Something like that.
Hope was in the area.
I
It would have been so funny if he stole it, but does go the way of WE.
Bit of setup in this top side for the side of anyone's legend. Their pick potential is still good. And we do have 3.5 items on Hope now. Karis, unfortunately, he's the one that has the global. As the redemption comes through, ends up buying some time, but not going to be nearly enough. TP play coming in from AL. They know that they want to fast play this Baron, so WE are here to poke out, and Hope loses a massive chunk of his health as another redemption reigns. Monkey Can't get caught here. Shanks was looking for a CC chain onto him.
Flandra on the flank.
Flandra goes invisible. Flandra tries to find an angle. Tarzan just trying to get Taeyun, but he goes over a board. He goes over Ham, and now he's trying to get back in with the Cyclone, but Shanks flashes in, tries to get the play. It does nothing. He's about to die. Tibbers also joins that.
Backwards, and that's exactly what WE have been allowed to do in all of these fights. AL, though, now trying to set up and trying to push forward themselves. Teleport coming in.
Oh, that is a big TP, but it's going to be countered here. They go for the preemptive engage between worlds. Going to be pop.
Dead.
Monkey getting low. Can they get him down? Flandra goes to the other side with the between worlds. Karis has finally joined the fight, but now he's getting chunked too. This is what the Gatling gun is really for, as Shanks trying to build up the next stun. Hope is tanking as he's getting rockets back into the back of Vampire. Unfortunately, he gets flashed on, and Monkey goes in with a heroic entrance on the back of him, and they just pick apart AL. Flandra has no damage to put down, and now WE with the Ocean Soul, with the strength at their back, with the wind in their sails, they're looking for a Baron.
What a lot going on to talk about here as the fight's not even over. Of course, that equalizer goes wide. Tarzan could be the next threat, though. You need to get the jungler off the rift.
This is just a forever fight, this entire game. It's actually insane, and WE have just started taking advantage of it. They're losing bodies left and right. Tarzan just bought his GA, and it's already popped as soon as he gets out on the map. And WE get a double kill for their 8-0-9
class coming in from WE, understanding exactly where their pressure comes in and taking advantage of every bit of damage that they have. They're going to get Baron from it, and now you're looking at a situation where, like, where do you even sit if you're AL? Where are you stopping this push coming in at this point? But anything can happen here in the LPL as WE start their siege down mid lane.
They're just gonna win the game.
Noting that it's collapsing bot lane as well. You do still have Flandra pushing on the top side. I don't think he'll be there much longer.
Can get a little bit of a bounty. They're gonna lose so much for it, and they can even push for the Nexus turrets here. At some point, Flandra is gonna need to stop rage splitting and come join the fight. They want to try to keep something going. They lose another turret, and that's going to be the tier 2 in bot side. Now, hovering over the inhib turret in bot side and taking down a Nexus turret in mid. Flandra finally quits his little escapades in the sides, comes to join the fight, but it might be too little, too late.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for an engage comp to feel like you can't go in, but here we go.
They go into Kyle. They do get the Chains of Corruption there as well. Don't get the second proc of it, though. But the next minion wave is coming in. The Baron buff still there for 1:20.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be tough for AL. Their last line of defense is crumbling.
Flandra is going to get taunted. Monkey's there. The final Nexus turret falls. Kyle decides he needs to go in. Heroic entrance on top of it all, though, and Kyle gets completely denied. Tarzan getting taken down by Cube in a solo bolo for the 9-0-10 top laner, and it is a WE masterclass in game number 1. AL, where have you gone? We don't know, but WE have taken your place, and game 1 is theirs.
We're going all in, and you know what?
Say we go in or we go
to
the game 3. That's I was gonna say go home, but that doesn't work here. But they are just going all in, and I can appreciate that against WE. A push out of pressure from Monkey, which means he'll get Scuttlecraft.
Yeah, it's a great play here. Bot lane.
Hope going all in on Taeyun. Taeyun barriering early. Now Hope has the flash. He gets killed. Vampire takes him down, sucks his life right out of his body, and now Kyle is about to join him. He gets the kill back at least. Vampire won't follow through anymore. It's summoner spells everywhere. It's feathers flying, and now it's 1-1.
Right up the map. This can actually turn into an exchange. Mid jungle are both here, and they're trapped.
I mean, Monkey's going to try to fight. He's level 6 now. Can maybe dodge out a lot of the damage. Goes for the flash. 3 talent strike play on a Shanks. Shanks going to flash over the wall. They should have known, but Karis goes in. Perfect execution, and it's just that. The namesake of the Akali coming out clutch. As double flag and drag coming out from Tarzan. Monkey gets slam dunked by the Cataclysm. Now Hope trying to get a big feather recall there as they have a lot of damage in. Vampire's completely away from the rest of his team, and Cube is just going to be taken down by Hope. AL have found everything they wanted here in this scuffle. Karis will escape with a nice shirt, can flip out the backside, but the fact that Hope got a kill is huge.
Land that Zenith blade. The damage coming in from Flandra cannot be underestimated here on the Gwen. We got to play in the box, though.
Taeyun, what happened, my friend? We'll have to see how that all happened, but he goes down. Flash and barrier burned.
Oh, no. Man, Taeyun. We were starting to get excited. AL picking up the grubs as well, all three of them. WE will start up on the Dragon here because of all of that pressure, but losing a kill and giving over grubs, certainly not ideal. That gold lead that WE had generated for themselves definitely evaporated at this point, and unfortunately for WE, you need to really keep your foot on the gas. I don't think this team outscales, so
yeah.
At least you're picking up the Dragon.
Part of me
certainly favor AL. Basically from now going forward, as long as they stay on the gas.
I just feel like you hate your life in every sense of the word as Lucian in any of these fights. But if you have the follow through with the rest of the team and you pick Kyle, maybe it doesn't matter as Monkey gets himself on the board with a kill. Hope taking the 1v1. They left Taeyun. Taeyun's getting 1v1 by Hope. Now going to have the culling on the back end.
It's why I really wanted to highlight earlier how important it was that Karis picked up that kill in that fight, because I think getting the Akali into a good spot could be huge, and we can see that here. Man, Shanks just takes so much damage. He's going for it.
Gets the solo bolo. Karis has come to play. They do have Monkey having popped his Crescent Guard. Tarzan looking for an angle over the wall. Goes for it. Slam dunk straight onto 2. No hot pot delivery, but it's going to be delivered nonetheless, and Vampire is going to be caught out by the rest of AL. Flandre gets his kill as now Weaver's wall from Shanks is going to come over and claim Monkey, and AL use some of that connectivity to make it happen.
Mazel, I'm going to lose my mind. Pressure on if WE can play around this Akali. The champion can really take over in the late game, but
they catch Shanks.
Shanks caught.
This is the side lane pressured cube. He gets the kill. Okay, there's the response coming out, though. Kyle wants to take the engage. AL moving over.
Kar's waiting to TP. You can see him sitting in the bush on the top side as Monkey takes this Dragon. We'll see it go down. This looks like could even be a flip. Engage.
Vampire tries to go in. Everything's been used by Vampire. He's by himself. Dragon was the focus from WE. A bit split focus here. Karis trying to find his angle, trying to find his moment. Monkey gets engaged on now. Taeyun's on the backside of the fight, getting dunked on. Cataclysm going through. Karis gets taken down. Monkey gets 1 kill back. Doesn't get much else, though. But the hammer slammer from Cube might not be enough either. Tarzan does get the kill at the end, and AL, they take almost everybody from WE in that fight.
You look forward with that. We're still in a gold neutrality.
Tarzan haters in shambles. My new age jungle king, as yeah, Shanks. He's the butt of the joke in this game at this point, as he is completely taking down the side lane again. We'll go down for the 5th time. AL trying to keep their head above water, but 1,000 gold down just about as WE take down the side lane turrets.
Yeah, this game continues to be really, really close on a knife's edge, but it's Tarzan who's going to be starting up the Herald. The teleport is being committed. They want to contest this.
He's just able to take that one and get out. Karis has a flank, but he needs to be really careful. Flandre can 100-0 him as... Did you see Tarzan just go into the fight? He just went on the wrong side of the fight there by himself, just maybe trying to buy time for the team.
2 Dragons already acquired for WE. If you're worried about scaling with Jace and with Xinjiao and with Lucian, Ocean Soul can solve a lot of that, but it's Kyle once again.
Weaver's wall coming into... They're going to get Karis out of there. Vampire probably not so lucky. They go into
Oh my god, Karis is going in!
Focus. Karis found that angle. They do have the 1-for-1 trade now. Hope's going to pop the Featherstorm to Blade Caller. Is it up? No! WE find exactly what they want, and it's the heart of AL. They'll take a big old bite of it, and that's WE taking full control of game 2.
No, it's so difficult now to get into this pit. The Dragon is going down, and AL are making the call to just take the mid lane turret. They're giving over Soul Point,
He's TPing,
and they're
but
pushing
it's so
down
late.
mid.
Oh, that's such a massive play from WE. Just ensuring their next play on the Dragon in 5 minutes. And AL weren't even able to get much damage on the tier 2 mid, and Karis still has a flank. They're going to go in the fight as Solar Flare goes wide. Crescent Guard in the middle of everybody. He's blocking so much damage, but they focus on a Karis. Karis is the focus right now, but the shock flash, the damage is on a Flandre. Flandre was 4-0-4, and he's gone. The neutral objective control WE have had over AL has been incredible to watch, but now they've overextended a little bit more as
Cube is
comes
here,
in from Cube. Cataclysm comes through. Are they going to get the Hammer Slam back? He has no exit tools. He has to give his life. The Atacon now in a 50-50 state as Tarzan goes for the kill on a Vampire. They go turn it. Karis just obliterates all of AL. Tarzan tried to make a play, but it doesn't matter.
Karis is styling on them. Tarzan trying to get to the Otacon, but will not have the opportunity. That is Otacon going to WE. It's another fight win.
Oh my
and it
God,
looks like maybe another kill for Taeyun here. Oh, man.
No way. The game 1 Andy in the system of the LCK and LCK Challengers He has made a home here on WE, and while we won't have a little bit of attention to pay to him right now, AL pay a whole heap of attention.
Really a great pick, quite frankly, for them, because they get the bot turret because of that as well. It's a lot of gold going on Flandre, as much as we talk about what they're doing now, which is getting priority over the area first. They need to make sure they don't have to walk into Jace, Shock Blast,
this is bold.
Karis in threat.
This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Karis just baited the entirety of AL, but he might just die for it. He goes for the alcove game, and the needle work has been popped. Karis trying to get away from Flandre, who flashes onto him. He's getting out. He uses the Seekers. I just talked about it. He does end up going down, but it might just mean that WE wiped the fight. Overextended, caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and getting it bit off is AL. The Pandas have not shown up in this series, and WE have.
It's just unbelievable stuff. It's everything committed to the Akali you talked about. Oh, what happens if the Akali gets caught? Well, if it takes 15 seconds to kill it, then all of a sudden you've got everything for WE as the Dragon has started. This is Soul.
Okay, they're going to go for it. Oh, the double knock up there. Hope is going to use the Featherstone. The Blade Caller, it's not enough. He's by himself. The last hope has been dashed of AL in the final regular season series. AL have been taken down a peg by WE. That's Soul. That is full map control. Like, the Chad level, the aura, if you will, for WE to pick these three that they did on red side against AL and to have it work out in their favor. Now they're going to force the hand on the Baron, but it's an overextension for AL again. Karis tries to go and look at this. They all focus on him. Does he have Zanya? No, he just goes for the kill. Shanks. He's 3 levels down, and it doesn't even matter. Karis is just handing him one, and it is a fat L at this point. Back onto the Baron goes WE, and Karis still has an angle.
Yeah, it's still terrifying for AL. They're down a member in this fight. Karis might be low health, but he's certainly not low resource in terms of the damage that he has at his disposal. He's going to go here.
He wants it. Oh my god, he does so much. He got the Shuriken flip on a Hope. Hope gets targeted down. He's going to use the Featherstorm. The Blade Caller's not even going to come out. Karis is just throwing Shurikens left and right. I thought we were watching Naruto, as that's a double kill for Karis, and they just wiped the fight. AL are aced, and WE might finally just beat another team that's not named FPX in the LPL Split 3 regular season.
Leave it to WE to step up in the last possible moment in the situation where everybody least expects them to figure it out. They grab the Baron here. It's a 10k gold lead. Monkey, Taeyun, everybody, they've been excellent.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I think I hear like the beeping of a construction truck. I think that AL are getting steamrolled right now, and WE are sitting there all on top and having a wonderful time of it. They absolutely just get rolled in their own jungle.
And I think that might be it, Mazel. I think we might be seeing the siege of the base be taken here by WE. What a series. The underdogs, a team that everyone counted out. You can't count out WE. If they've proven anything, they have proven that. A team full of players rejected by other orgs. Back with confidence going into the play-ins.
Their other 2 series wins were against FPX, but this time against the Might that is one of the top 4 beasts of the LPL Group Ascend. They will 2-0 sweep.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.